Full-Time Devils phone-in show. This is the place. Every Thursday, 6 o'clock, to give us a call. And by us, I mean 0345 111 7625. The switchboards are lighting up already. And when I mean us, I mean Jay. Good evening, Jay. You okay, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
And Webby. I'm very well. Yeah, sorry, I just ignored your question there. And Webby as well. Webby.
Good evening.
How are you doing, Webby? It's been a lovely day in Manchester today.
Yeah, cracking the flags.
And we're here for the next couple of hours to talk. Not couple of hours, we're here for the next half an hour to talk about Manchester United. Get your phone calls in now. 0345 111 7625. Come and have your say with XS Manchester and the Full-Time Devils as well. Some breaking news to you that we are going to talk about straight away is Zidane. First of all, Webby, what did you make of the fact that he's quit Real Madrid? He's no longer the manager of Madrid.
It was a strange one, really, because if you look at it, he was under pressure all year with the league's position he was in, but he's won 3 European Cups on the bounce. So, very strange. Obviously, he's saying the club needs to go in a different direction now. What direction did he go? Obviously they can try and get a bit closer to Barcelona. Very strange, he's only a young chap, take a few years out. He couldn't have done any better, apart from win the league a couple of more times. Very strange, but Madrid will have someone to come in. And what does that mean for Bale now? Does the new manager, is he going to play him? Because that was the thing that Zidane wasn't starting him in big matches. So, very strange one. Could it upset United? Could make it a bit. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see who takes over.
Jay, what do you make of it?
Well, look at it this way. David Moyes leaves West Ham. Then Zidane leaves Real Madrid. Is it a coincidence?
Yeah.
I think not.
I'd love someone to put in the YouTube comments now what the odds are of David Moyes being next Real Madrid manager. We're gonna get to your calls very soon. I think on the airline we've got. Is it Slim?
Yeah.
How you doing, mate? You well?
I'm good, thank you, mate. How are you?
I'm very well. So what we're talking about today, by the way, if you're just tuning in on YouTube and Facebook, this is the Full-Time Devils phone-in, where you get your chance to talk about Manchester United. Give us a call now, 0345 111 7625. Slim, you're talking with Webby and Jay, mate. Let's have a chat about the Zidane story. What are you making of it?
To be honest, mate, the first I heard of it was just when I seen your, the little photo that you've got on top of your...
the thumbnail.
Yeah, I think it's... Yeah, your thumbnail, but it's Real Madrid. It's typical Real Madrid, isn't it? They always get rid of their manager if they get anything less than every trophy, basically. So nothing new there.
What else are you thinking then in this summer transfer market at the minute then, Slim? Is there anything that catching your eye? Any signings you want in for United?
To be honest, mate, I think that more than signings coming in, I think that some of Mourinho's, trusted guys, I think some of them need to go, mate. Like Valencia, I like him. He's a good player and he works hard, but he just runs down that right wing and puts a crap ball in every time, mate. And we need to get away from that, I think.
Webby, Valencia, time to go?
No, not time to go. Obviously, we need a new right back. I think his days are numbered there to play week in, week out. He had a poor end towards the end of last season, but I was watching him on game, I might have said it on air, that he's crossing, he's looking to pull it back all the time, but not direct. You look at a few years back, was it 2008, when he made a lot of Rooney's goals, the crosses, when he was playing as a right winger stroke midfielder. I wouldn't like him to go. Do think we need a right full-back. Looks like we could get the kid from Porto if it gets done. But no, Valencia stays for me.
A lot of speculation at the minute, isn't there, Jay, about who's coming in, who's going? Nothing concrete yet. Are you one of those fans that you will hold back on your sort of look on a player until the deal is done for United?
I'm one of them fans that Googles and goes on Wikipedia and YouTube and then tries to act like they knew what this player was all about when I've never even heard of him until a few months before. No, I think there's a lot of speculation about Fred. That seems to be almost happening. Sandro is another one I keep hearing about. But going back to the original question as well about Valencia, I just think if we have two attacking fullbacks with a bit of energy, it revitalises the whole team. We saw it at City, what happened with them when they got Walker in and Mendy, and I know Mendy got injured, then Delph went there, but it just sort of seemed to give them a big boost. And I do think we need some fullbacks that can get forward a bit more. And I think Valencia, listen, I'm a big Valencia fan, but he's getting to that age as well where you have to start asking, can he do it week in, week out, as Webby was saying.
Plus also, you've got to look at Valencia. There's no actually one challenging him for that place, is there? Because he fell out with Darmian. Darmian played the odd game. Obviously a nothing game, so there was no really pressure him. Hopefully this kid, and it could spur Tony on that extra few, you never know. How old's Valencia? He's 29, 30?
I think he's old. He's old. Yeah.
I'm 47, Joe.
Yeah, you completely right, mate. How old are you? We're going to go to Connor. Connor on the line. How you doing, Connor? You okay, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, guys. How are you?
I'm very, very well.
Mate, you all right?
You're on the Full-Time Devils phone in. What do you want to say?
Right, I was just calling to ask you guys what you think a realistic price for Milinkovic-Savic we could get for. Because for me, I think he's vital.
I've seen it something called 100 million.
100 million
for quid.
I mean, people have been raving for him. I was chatting to someone who...
Is he that good, Jay? I hold my hands up. I've seen a bit of him, but 100 million sounds a hell of a lot of money.
It sounds like if he's worth 100 million, we would have seen more of him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and other people will be looking at him as well, wouldn't they? Surely.
Yeah, that seems a little bit excessive. I mean, I know we live in an age where sort of Gylfi Sigurdsson can go for 50 million, so you know we are paying a lot more, and especially when United come in for someone, all of a sudden they seem to add another 10, 20 million on it. We've even seen 50 million for Arnautovic has been quoted, which says it all, really, doesn't it? When United get involved in a transfer, the sort of the crazy money gets mentioned. But he's the type of player I think we need. We need that sort of midfielder who can get hold of the ball as well and hopefully free up Pogba. So I'd like to see him come in, but 100 million sounds excessive, even by United standards. You can't be paying more for someone like that than you paid for Paul Pogba. That's just crackers.
How much would you spend, Connor, if you were in charge? How much would you be willing to let go?
Well, no, I agree with everything he's just said there. I mean, I don't know, maybe like 80-odd million, something like that. I mean, I have seen a bit of him, and he is fantastic. I think he'd be great for us, but yeah, like your boys say, 100 million is just it's a bit too much, really, isn't it?
You got down here on your notes as well. You want to talk about the winter break?
Yeah, I just wanted to get your opinions on it, really, because they're about to confirm it, aren't they? We're going to have a winter break in the Premier League now. 10 teams play one weekend and 10 teams play the other weekend, so everybody gets a bit of a break.
Do you think it'll, Webby, do you think it'll free up some certain space for the players to sort of rest in that time? Or are you going to miss them games in the winter period that are just relentless?
You love the Christmas period games, I can understand, obviously, other countries do it, and it seems to benefit their national team or the teams. Would I like to be to be sat at home with Christmas and there's no football on, or there's other teams playing? No, I want to be there. Yeah, I think they should spread it out a bit more. I remember years ago when they used to try and keep it local. I think we played Bolton, and when Blackburn was up there, they sent City to Newcastle. It was great, yeah, well done. No, I think they do. No, I don't want a break. It's all about. That's when we lost the league in my eyes.
It's from a fan's point of view. It's funny as well because you see so many fans who are absolutely rotten on Boxing Day and having to soldier through the game. That's what it's about.
It's all about that. 0345 17625. Thank you very much, Connor, for your message. Give us a call now. Get your talking points into the gentleman here. We're here for another 23 minutes, so good to have your say. We're going to go to Travis on the line. You okay, Travis?
Oh, not bad, lads. Great show.
Cheers, Travis. Straight away in there with a great show. Cheers, Travis. Great caller. What do you want to speak about today, mate?
This whole Zidane situation. Someone needs to tell Ed Woodward to get on phone and give him a call. We need to get rid of Mourinho, have some better football for fans to watch, and end this constant talk of Bale coming to United, because it's not going to happen. So
what you're saying is, Travis, you want Zinedine Zidane over Jose?
Yeah, because he's killing all youth team. These players not getting time.
Was that Travis? Are you there?
I'm there, mate. Yeah.
Sorry, we just lost you for a split second, Travis. So he's killing the youth team.
There's no one coming through. He's stifling Paul Pogba. Maybe he might change it in this transfer window, but I still don't think we're going to see the football that we used to see.
Travis, I think you've started. Jay, thoughts on what Travis had to say there? Zinedine Zidane over Jose.
I'm glad you went to Jay and not me. No, you're cheers.
Listen, I'm a big Jose fan. I think we're moving in the right direction. I know the football isn't always pretty. I think there's a bit of rose-tinted glasses when we look back at the football under Fergie towards the end of his career. It wasn't always great, but he got results, and I think you got to give Jose's earned the right to have at least one more season in charge of United. Yes, we didn't win any silverware this season, but we finished, albeit a distant second to City, and I think that I get what you're saying about young players aren't coming through, but he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't, Jose. We want results, we want instant results. City are flying, so we've got to challenge him straight away, but we want him to blood in the youngsters as well, and you can't have it both ways. I think you either have a longer term plan or you have a shorter term plan, and for me at the minute, the shorter term plan is catching that mob down the road.
Do you think Zinedine Zidane could catch that mob down the road?
Zinedine Zidane, his mate. I think he could, but the thing is as well, he's been in charge of some of the best players in the world. They've got, you've got Bale on the bench at Real Madrid. That wouldn't happen if he was at United. So I think in some ways, he's almost a little bit of an unknown entity if he came to the Premier League, because he's going to go from managing 11 superstars to having to sort of deal with some of the players that a lot of United fans know need to move on.
Webby, what do you make of that, Travis, got to say?
Good call, strong call. You know, he took me back a bit because I'm like Jay and like you. I'm a big Jose fan. I can't knock what Zidane has done at Madrid. 3 European Cups on the bounce. But like you're saying, he's got better players there. You know, if for him to come to me and what we need that, what's it going to cost us? $1 billion to get the players he wants in. You know, it's going to cost a lot of money. Yeah. I understand his point of view with reserves, and he's spot on, Jay, what he's saying. If we blood these kids and we draw a couple of games and lose one, and we're 6 points behind City after the first month, then he gets hammered.
Yeah,
and if he doesn't play him, he gets hammered. It's an hard one. I look at the kid from Palace, Forsu Mensah. Now, for me, he's got to come back and he's got to play him. If he's not, he might as well sell him.
Love to see him back in. I rate Forsu Mensah, and he's disappointing that he's not had a chance yet.
I think Travis has started the ball rolling on a decent conversation. 0345 111 7625. Those who agree with Travis, call us now. Those who disagree, the same. 0345 111 7625. I think we can go to Richard. Richard, are you there, mate?
Yeah, I'm there. How are you?
Hi, Richard.
Hi, Richard.
What do you want to say today, Richard?
Yeah. I want to talk about, basically, I really want Fred to come in and Alexandro.
Yeah, and you want to push the boat out, make sure United do everything they can to sign that man?
Yeah, the reason I want him to sign him is because if you look at the current setup at United and how we perform, I think he's like the right man. Like, I've watched a few games of him, and like the way he always plays forward passes like schools, and I think that's what we lacked, like forward passing, and that's what he's going to give us if we sign him. What do you guys think?
Well, hopefully it's not far done. It's gone a bit quiet on it, but that's the United way, innit? You know, we build it up, we see it in the paper, it's nearly done and it goes quiet. You know, people used to slag David Gill off, but used to get everything done early, done and dusted, put to bed. Woodward doesn't seem to like it that way. He likes to disappear and watch a few rugby games in between signing a player. Hopefully it's done. I've seen a lot of the kid recently since last week, since Joe... since Chris said he looks a player what we need. You know, it's someone what's been missing for a few years, and if we do get him in, it's only a step up for us. You know, it's some of what we do need.
Yeah, there's definitely a space for a new midfielder in there. We know we've had Herrera in there, we've had McTominay in there, but are they good enough for us to challenge City alongside Matic and Pogba? I'm not so sure. We definitely need someone. And Fred, from what I've gathered and from what experts saying, he's the real deal.
He's like Fabinho and all, but I hate people comparing him to Fabinho because everyone seems to think he's a centre defensive midfielder. And
I think he did start that deep and he's moved forward, hasn't he?
Yeah. Is he more box to box, Richard?
Yeah, he's more of a box to box, and everyone keeps saying like, "Oh, it's going to be Fabinho's better than him," but that's not the way it is. You know what I mean?
Richard, Zidane over Jose Mourinho.
Nah, Mourinho.
Oh, what about Zinedine
Zidane.
Zizou.
Richard, thank you for your call. We're going to go to Kyle now. Kyle, you okay, mate?
Yeah.
How you doing? Oh, yeah, mate. Cheers. I'm glad to see you.
You asked him a question.
Yeah, he's very precise with the answer. Kyle, what do you want to say today on the Full-Time Devils phone-in?
I'd like to talk about the players we're linked with compared to the other top six and how Zidane would suit us as a club in a few years.
Okay, go on then. Take it away.
Well, we've been linked with Jack Grealish in recent days.
Who?
And also this...
The lad from Villa.
Yeah.
Is that Tony Grealish's son?
It just shows how far our expectations are falling.
Is that a realistic link though? To be fair, I mean, is that not Jack Grealish's agent saying, "I'll cause a bit of a pay rise"?
Villa need to try and get a few quid, and we're not coming up now. So they've released Serra, and he's their biggest asset. I watched him; he was half right. He should have been sent off in the game.
Yeah,
he seems to have a bit of an attitude. But Manchester United, he's more of an, how can I put it, with more of a Stoke City player.
Yeah,
that's no disrespect to Stoke.
Would you take him, Kyle?
No, and even Mark Arnautovic.
Oh, that's the wind up. That's the wind up.
I don't know. Can I just play devil's advocate here, though? Just one, right? Just indulge me.
Take it away.
Because I get what you're saying about Arnautovic. I saw that room and I thought, behave. But then you think, you want like Arnautovic plays for West Ham now, doesn't he, leading the line? He's moved from the wing to a centre forward who's a big, strong centre forward who can hold it up and all the rest of it. When Lukaku isn't fit, who can do that role? Now, you want a striker that can play similarly to Lukaku, who's going to be happy to sit on the bench. So you're not going to get another big, strong striker who's like Lewandowski's not going to come in, is he, and play understudy to Lukaku.
No,
so if you do want someone who's like Lukaku but not quite as good, who's going to sit on a bench, then he's Arnautovic's not that sort of player.
Yeah, but not for 50
No, you're right. 50 million's absolutely crackers. If it was a free transfer, fair enough.
Thank you very much, Kyle. Let's go to Josh. You okay, Josh?
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, Josh. There are a lot of intros to these callers start with like a deep whisper.
You're right, mate.
Josh, talk to us about what you want to say on the Full-Time Devils phone in.
All right, I'm a United supporter, but I've only been a United supporter since about 2004, 5. I think it was it was an FA Cup game against Crystal Palace. And the reason I started watching football in the first place was because of, the way Man United played. Like one of the guys said, it wasn't always pretty, but there was spirit behind the football. Like there was passion, there was enthusiasm. Like you see the guys that go up on the pitch and they leave 100% on there. Now with Van Gaal and Moyes, it wasn't quite the same. You can see they weren't really playing for the manager, and maybe they'd lost a bit. But with Mourinho, there is absolutely no spirit in the football. You see people like Pogba, and if anyone has watched Pogba in Juventus, you would see the difference. It wasn't just what he did on the pitch; it was the enthusiasm that he played football with. Pogba always gave 100% at Juve. It could be something like tracking back. Pogba would sprint from the box, from the opposition box to his box in less than 30 seconds, just because of the way Juve played football. Now with Manchester United, I don't see anything like that. Same with someone like Martial. When Martial played with Monaco, Martial was a lot more expressive. And you guys saw the way Martial played football when he came to when he first started that game against when he came off the bench against Liverpool.
Yep.
You saw him in the FA Cup game against Everton, where he took the ball from I don't know, it was on the line, played a 1-2 pass and got into the box. Martial doesn't do that now because he's been stifled by. Jose used to be a good manager. Don't get me wrong. He used to be a great manager. He played football one way and he got results that way. But in this age of expressive football, that's not going to work anymore. If you have players doing one role and they're not enjoying that role, if you were a player and you have to play under someone who doesn't let you express yourself, who stifles you, who doesn't get the best out of you, would you be happy playing under that kind of person?
Sorry, Josh, what are you saying?
Sorry, did you get that last question?
Yeah, got the last question. Webby, he brings up some good points here, Josh. And what do you make of him? Is he slowly ruining some players like Martial? Like he mentions that he hasn't played with that much freedom as of late.
I do feel sorry for Martial because obviously since Sanchez come in, obviously he's not got the game time. We know what Martial can do. He doesn't want to leave Manchester United Football Club. I hope he doesn't. It'll be a blow for us. I think he's got to bide his time. I'd love to see him go down the middle, when he started off for us, and I feel sorry that I think he does a good job on the left and it's not worked for him. Obviously he's going to go with Sanchez. Sometimes for me I would have gone the other way in certain games when Sanchez wasn't playing well, but Martial, he stays at Manchester United, he signs a new deal and he'll get his game time next year, no problem.
Do you make him, Jay?
Yeah, I think going back to the thing about spirit and with Pogba, I think, we keep hearing this argument with Pogba, but Jose's done so many different things with Pogba. He's played him on the left, he's played him more of a box-to-box, he's played him deeper, he's played him nearer the front, he's played him alongside two defensive midfielders, he's played him as part of a two. He's given him enough chances, and I think we've seen glimpses of what Pogba's capable of. We all saw it at the Etihad, when in the second half, I thought he actually had an underrated first half, everyone was out on his case, I didn't think he was that bad. In the second half, he really kicked on, and we saw what he's capable of. So I just think he's almost getting there, and in terms of Martial, I agree with what you're saying, Webby. For me, I'm old school. I want to see United players fighting for the place. I don't agree with this. I'm not in a team. I'm down in tools. I'm not in the right position. I'm kicking off. I've seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer play a season at right wing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And never grumble once. That's what I expect to see. You're playing at United, you fight for your place, and you make yourself undroppable. Yeah. It's that simple. Jose Mourinho wants to win football matches. That is what he's about. And if he's got a player that's going to win him that match, he'll play him. So you make yourself that player rather than say, I'm not happy about this, I'm sulking. Not into all that, mate.
Odie's on the phone. You okay, Odie? Odie, are you there, mate?
Yeah.
Oh, here he is. He's back. Oh no, that's Matthew. Matthew, sorry. Matthew came in out of nowhere. Matthew, you all right, mate?
I'm good,
We just lost our last caller, but it's good. We've got you on the phone. Matthew, talk to us. You're on the Full-Time Devils phone in. What do you want to say?
It's about Fred deal. Fred, the Brazilian.
Okay, yeah.
So Manchester even is closer. Is it happen or not?
The Fred deal. I mean,
we try to locate Mr. Woodward. He's a man. No, I just think that with United, we've always done it, haven't we? From us being kids, Jay, especially me, we mess about over deals on. Let's get it done. I think it will be done. I think it's virtually just crossing the eyes now, and it'll be done, and it'll be a place for us.
We can't afford in this transfer window, probably more than any times I can remember being a Red, afford to mess about this window. We can't. We cannot fall.
Surely this year
it can't happen.
Last season they've had a meeting and said, right, you've got this option out. Jose's been already. He's been to see Austria versus Russia. He's got his targets. I think. Maybe 3 or 4 will go out and 3 or 4 will come in again. Yeah. You know,
we can't be quibbling now. Get the deals done that we need to get done
before the World Cup.
Yeah, get them done.
If someone has a decent World Cup, someone has a decent World Cup, it's 10 million on the price tag.
If Fred's playing for Brazil in the World Cup, every chance he could have a stormer, then all of a sudden someone like Madrid or Barcelona starts sniffing around him. Yeah. You're in a bit serious trouble. So get the deals done. There's no excuse as well, because this is a player, really. We're not talking about a Ronaldo or a Messi here. No disrespect to Fred, he's a great player, but he's a player that you'd expect United should be able to get from Shakhtar Donetsk. Come on.
Jamie, you want to react to the man who said Zidane or Mourinho?
Zinedine.
Mourinho or Zinedine Zidane? What are you saying?
I mean, Mourinho all the way. I mean, he's a proven winner. You know, I don't know why. In Zinedine, I respect him highly as a player, and he's won 3 Champions Leagues on the trot, and that's a fantastic achievement. But he's won it, with Ronaldo and Modric and Kroos. I mean, a lot of people could have took that team over and done the exact same thing. So the talk of him taking over Mourinho is very premature, to be honest, and it's quite short-sighted in my view.
I just think Zidane wants a year out.
Yeah,
I know he's playing. He went straight to the reserves at Madrid, didn't he? And he made the move up with
similar to Guardiola.
Yeah,
when he left Barcelona, he had a little break, didn't he, before he went to Bayern? And I think sorry, go on.
You got all this talk about Mourinho being negative and Mourinho this. I mean, he's a very, very good manager, Mourinho. We were scoring quite a few goals at the start of the season. I think that he's set up defensively. Yeah, I agree with you, but he has to be, because the defense in Smalling, Jones, and everybody else who we got, we're not very good defensively. So he has to set up defensively to negate that. If you think that we've got the best defensive record in the league, with Smalling and Jones at centre back, I think that that's a miracle in my view.
It's a miracle.
There's something about everything.
You made some great points there. I think you hit the nail on the head, because again it comes back to this point of, well, if we did play all out attacking football and you're relying on those defenders, could we do it? No. We might be losing. We're losing games 4-3, and the football might be entertaining, but we wouldn't have as many points as we've got. So again, it comes to this thing of he's damned if he's done it, he does, and he's damned if he doesn't. He's inherited. I think was it the FA Cup? We have the same back 5 that have been there as players since 2011 or something. So we obviously need some reinforcements in defence, and I think that'll make a world of difference.
About 6 minutes left of the phone in, so make sure you give us a call now. 0345 111 7625, like Aidan has done. Aidan, you okay, mate?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you guys?
Very, very well. Take the wheel now. The football phone in, it's yours. What do you want to say?
Sweet, cheers. First of all, I'd say thanks for having me on. I really love Full-Time Devils. You guys produce quality content all the time, and thanks for having me on that.
Well said.
Thank you, mate.
So my real point really is all these plastic Man U fans. I mean, you've got to be realistic. I mean, on social media all the time, there's so much hate coming from the fans, so much hate coming from the media, and so much hate just coming from everywhere. I think we've really got to be sticking together at times like these. I mean, how do you guys feel about Jose Mourinho?
I love the man. You know what I mean? Obviously, some of the games last year wasn't for my liking, but then I've got to understand some of the dross I've seen for the previous 2 managers. And going about social media, I'm glad it wasn't around in the 70s under Dave Sexton. I tell you, it'd be blowing up every week. You know what I mean?
To be fair, though, you could even say that about Fergie's first few years.
Of course you can,
People were taking banners.
I nearly fell out.
It's not good enough.
I nearly fell out of football watching United under section. It was poor, and we'd always come second or third, but it was poor to watch. You know, and the big run wasn't that great. We had that great run, and we was always the team, and we won a few cups, but. If it was around in the 70s, Twitter, I can imagine it now. It's all
Whatever you say. Oh, love it. Let's speak to you then, Aidan. Sorry, say what you're saying.
No, I mean, I was going to say, I think with what Mourinho's actually doing at the moment, I think he's actually, going back to what you guys were saying earlier in the show, I think he's actually taking control of all these players. I mean, we've got some real prima donnas and some real players that just want to have their own way all the time. Yeah. I think if we didn't have Jose who was keeping tabs on what they're doing, they'll just be running riot. And I mean, realistically, if Jose Mourinho wasn't in charge of Man U, who, apart from Zidane, has just recently become available, who is there? Who's going to take over Man U? I mean, we're going to have like Tony Pulis and all these,
don't say that, Aidan.
Call it, please.
Yeah. Well, people, when one name that's always bandied about is Simeone.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's the sort of player, manager that plays attacking football all the time.
No. You look at his record at Madrid when it's like 4 goals conceded. He shut up shop every game.
That's what I mean. It's people think
he's an absolute lunatic.
Oh yeah.
So's his assistant. Well, so he'd be in the south stand before he's in the dugout. If just say for me what I was saying before, Jay, this is a massive window for Manchester United Football Club and for Jose. Yeah. If it doesn't go right, I can see him go by Christmas. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, well, now's the time to back him in it.
You've got to back him 100%.
You've got to back him.
The club have got to back him 100% with the money and the players he wants. And if it doesn't work, then we've tried, but they've got to back him and get these deals done early doors.
We can't be settling for second best.
No.
Let's go to, I think, who we got on the line now? We have got Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Hi, mate. I'm okay. How are you?
Very well, Mark. Mate. Talk to us then. You're on the football phone in. What do you want to say?
Just first of all, just to say, I think we should look at some of the positives. Yeah, we've not won the FA Cup, and we haven't come away with a trophy this season, but we did finish second. Manchester City had a very good season. But also as well, I think the positives that, to me personally, as a United fan, obviously growing up, I'm 29, I've watched obviously the Sir Alex Ferguson era and things like that, obviously all the success, but the players like Jesse Lingard, for example, I think he had a fantastic season. He was really good, and I think we should look at the positives and moving forward with the squad, and hopefully Jose can go out this in the summer and buy some good players. But I just wanted the lads' opinion in the studio just on really what they think the benefit with the positives are.
Yeah, you spot on about Lingard. You spot on.
Oh, if you've got the radio or the thing, I suppose you won't have the radio on. If you've got YouTube on in your background, just turn it down for a second, Mark.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
you're spot on about Lingard. He's had a great season. He's deservedly going to the World Cup. I'm looking forward to next season. But I'm going to say it again. We have got to get the players in early doors, correct, get them sealed, delivered, get them to the World Cup if they go in. If not, put them on the beach. We can not afford to go and try and catch City again, because they're going to go out and spend, and they're going to go from the word go.
This is the thing. I always think that when Mourinho came in, I think people underrated how sort of far behind he was with City, because although we'd finished similar positions, they had the likes of Silva, De Bruyne,
world-class players.
Aguero. Exactly, he had the spine of a team there. Mourinho didn't really have that. He brought Pogba in, we had De Gea, and that was about it. Rooney was on his way out. So I think he had a bit more rebuilding to do, and I think he's starting to do that. And now, as Webby's said, this is the window now. We've got to finalise deals, get them done. And then next season, we go at it, and I think if we get off to a flyer, I think we can challenge.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your call, Mark. I think we've got time for one more. Jay, you okay, Jay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks.
Hi, Jay.
Speak to us, Jay. You want to talk about transfers that will be good for United?
Yeah, I think that the Gareth Bale situation does sound amazing, but that would add to the confusion that we already have up top. We've already got a lot of wealthy attacking talent that we're not getting the best out of at the moment. And
nice birds in the background.
Sweet in there,
yeah, little birdie making noises, tweeting there. I like it. You're in a farm?
I think. No, I'm in the countryside.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Are you in Salford?
No. I'm not actually. No, I'm in. Where am I at the moment? I'm away at the moment on holiday.
Have you just escaped from somewhere?
Yeah, I'm on a nice little holiday, you know.
Fair play to you, mate.
Yeah, going back to where I was at, I think like Tony Cruz, and he would be a great player for us. You know, a player that can move the ball forward between the lines quicker with the players up top.
I think this Bale thing, sorry to interrupt, this Bale thing's never going to go away now with Adidas. You know, because they'll you know, it's
always thinking
Webb.
Yeah, because they'll play up front.
Well, do you know what? I think we might need something drastic to catch City. And you know what I mean? We might need a superstar to come in. Yeah. Someone like we thought that Sanchez might be that. I don't know if he is. But like, he's like, are you on Twitter?
Go on then, Jay. Your final words for you then, Jay. Let us know.
Give us a tweet, Jay.
Give us a tweet, Jay. If you had one signing this summer, who would it be?
Tweety pie.
I would go again. I would go Tony Kroos. I would go for someone who's experienced and has done a lot, and someone who could bring something different to our midfield. I think that would be.
I know I'd love it. It won't happen. Ramos.
Oh, can you imagine?
Oh,
a lot of boiling going on there. A lot of boiling.
Oh, I tell you what,
I'm driving from Madrid.
I carry him with that bird on my back.
2 games a season.
I'd take you there. Who's that, man? I might fly you across to Spain. Right, gentlemen, this is the time has come to a close. It's been very quick, and there's been a lot of phone calls. Make sure
make sure you tune in next week for the debut of Sam
this is what I'm getting at, right?
Seriously, I can't wait for this one.
Thursday.
Can't let him live on the radio.
Live.
Whenever you see him on a Thursday at 6 o'clock, you know it's time to pick up the phone and call Full Time Devils. Next week there's a very special edition, isn't there, Webby?
Yeah, the debut of Mr. Sam Peterban Smart.
He'll be on this
He'll be on live, and there'll be no bleeping machine.
Get your phones out. Set your alarms now.
That'll be the last ever episode of this show.
Set your reminders. Thank you very much for watching. Keep calling next week, Thursday, 6 o'clock, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Goodbye.